Hi, Kirstie. How are you?
Hi, great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me today.
Yeah, you can chat with me.
So, one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is that there's not a lot of groups with all guys and one female. So I'm curious, what are the dynamics of the group like?
It's actually very fine. Like, I have grown up, like, I've known Mitch since I was 8 years old.
Right.
Or 8 or 9. And then I went to high school with Scott. We were always friends, and we were always hanging out. And I mean, I actually had a lot of guy friends growing up, so it never really feels weird. Like, the only time there ever are problems encountered is if there's, like, one dressing room or, you know.
Right.
Like just girl, guy, stuff like that. But, I mean, the dynamic is fine. We act just like a big family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we deal with any problems in that way too, where, you know, we may get irritated with each other at some point, but it's always resolved because how we all are.
Sure. That's interesting. So take me back to your childhood and tell me how did you start with music, and how did music become such a big part of your life?
I always really loved music. My mom and I would, you know, in the car all the time. And I grew up just with my mom. My mom's a single parent. And so we were really big into, like, music and just watching shows and movies and all that stuff. And I always just told her, like, I really want to do that. I really want to be that. If I ever saw, like, you know, kids in the kids shows, I was like, I wish I could do something like that, Mom. And then so finally she took me seriously and put me in voice lessons when I was 8. And I just completely fell in love with it. I was in my first musical theater show then as well.
Yeah.
And just absolutely loved it. And that's kind of been my main thing is musical theater. When I went to high school, I did choirs and show choir and all that stuff, and that's how I, like, really got close to Scott and Mitch too. And then went to college as a musical theater performance major at the University of Oklahoma. And so that was, like, my, like, route. That was my intended plan, was just to, like, do that and hopefully be on Broadway one day and stuff like that.
Right.
And then this opportunity came up, and it was amazing.
Right. So you knew early on that music was it for you.
Yes. I mean, and I feel like every music major goes through the point in high school where they're like, oh, is this what I really want to do? Like, obviously music isn't, like, a completely stable career, but I went through that and was like, I literally can't see myself doing anything else. And if I don't give this a chance, because it's something I love so much, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. So nowadays, how many hours a day do you practice typically? Like when you're not on tour?
It really depends on what we have to do and what's upcoming. But we generally meet every day. And rehearse something. It could be 2 hours. It could be like 6 to 8 hours. Like today, we're doing choreo rehearsal, and we had meetings earlier today.
Right.
This is a bigger day for us. But sometimes we just meet and just, you know, run a few songs. It really depends.
Right. So, what do you do on your off time? What do you like doing?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it cut out. Sorry. I take online classes.
Oh, nice.
Because I really want to go back and get a degree.
Yeah.
And so I do that, or I sleep a lot.
That's good.
I just got a new apartment in LA, or in North Hollywood, and I live by myself now, and so I just go home and just sit around my house and just enjoy myself.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
And sometimes I go home. For the breaks, if no one's doing anything or anyone else has stuff to do where the group's not doing anything, I like to go home with my family and like this.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So going back to what I think is a really important point, what you just said. So you're taking online classes because you want to get your degree. Why is that so important?
Yeah.
Why is that so important to you?
I don't know. It honestly just always has been. I feel like because it was basically my mom and me for so long. Like, who I surrounded myself with and how my mom just raised me, I just really took a lot of pride in, like, getting good grades and just, like, doing really well in that. And honestly, even when I was in college, just as a performance major, I was kind of confused because I felt like it was still of like an extracurricular activity, and I was waiting for like my other classes. You know?
Right.
So like, I mean, honestly, it just kind of is something I value so much, but I just didn't realize until I didn't really have to do it anymore.
Right.
And now that I love that I've been able to live out this opportunity of singing and performing. This is what I've always wanted to do.
Sure.
But now I can go back and do like I don't know, like a different major. I want to go back for performance. So it really is interesting how it all turns out, and what I just realized as I went along this journey. You know.
Yeah. That's a really great message for a lot of your younger fans, though, who might want to be following in your footsteps in performance, that the education is still important. That's really good.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
So, now, as the group is growing rapidly and you guys are more and more in the limelight, do you personally feel a lot of pressure as a woman to, look like a certain way, to have a particular persona, especially physically?
Definitely. I feel like, honestly, I dealt with a lot of self-confidence issues, I think, initially coming out to LA, just because it all happened really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I was out there by myself. With the group, but basically it was just like I lived in a dorm the year before, and then I was thrown out to the world, and I don't know. It just really took me back.
Yeah.
But I think as this year has come along, I've kind of found my place in the group and just me in general. And you're still finding yourself as you grow up, and in this industry, it's really hard to pinpoint exactly who you are and really keep it with everything that's going on and so many people viewing you and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's honestly not as intimidating as I think as it used to be, or how I used to feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is nice, because now that we are growing so much, I feel like it would be even more overwhelming as opposed to the beginning when it was kind of just becoming a thing, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I definitely, and I fortunately I don't have to think about it too much, but I definitely always want to give off good vibes and just be a good role model in general. I know if I ever met any of my role models, if I went to a show in New York, I wanted them to be exactly how I picture them and how I looked up to them.
Right.
And I would never want to do anything to make someone sad if I'm that person for them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, of course.
So I mean, and I feel like as a person, I'm not super crazy, so it's not like I have to tone myself down. But I am conscious of how I come off to people.
Right. So how do you feel, though, in particular, I don't know if you've already experienced this. I used to be in the music industry years ago, and there was always the pressure for women. I heard about certain record execs that would tell girls, well, you either need to drop X number of pounds or you need to get plastic surgery. This is pretty standard, I think, in the music industry and around the world. So how would you feel how would you feel, and what would you do if you encountered something like that?
I've actually been told that. It wasn't
God.
In this industry. I mean, it was at my school. I was told that.
Oh my God.
And it does kind of suck. You're sad. I mean, obviously, because of the industry and everything going on, if you were whatever cookie cutter image, it would make your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But obviously as a person, I'm not the most active human being in the world, so I can improve on that. But I think, and what I used to struggle with was, and I feel like other people do as well, is letting it consume you and overwhelm you. You need to look at it as making yourself better. It's just improving yourself as opposed to letting it consume you and making you feel really insecure about yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? That you should do it for positive reasons as opposed to I don't know. I feel like it can be looked at super negatively, but now that I just feel a little more like I have a place and know my place. Just as personally, I would like to improve myself in so many different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do think it's sad though when people feel like they have to cookie cutter something, because what I've learned being here for the past 2 years is that you bring the best you can, you have to bring the best you can bring.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. I feel like, sorry, I'm being not being very eloquent. But like, I feel like so many people feel like they need to copy Adele or copy Lady Gaga because she has crazy outfits. Or, I don't know, but these stars are already famous and they've already done their thing, and it's because they were them, and so you kind of just have to find who you are, and you can like emanate some of their qualities, but like you have to find the best you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think like there's a very delicate balance with that.
Right. So with girls all around America and probably around the world at this point, looking at you as a role model, how do you hope that these fans of yours will perceive you as a young woman yourself?
I feel like we as a group like relate to a lot of our fans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like it's this is kind of random, but someone met me one time and they were like, I wish everyone would just meet you because you're like really not that cool. And I was like, what? So, like we're just like so normal. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And I hope people perceive us that way and not like we're. I don't know. I feel like I even perceive like some celebrities like up on a pedestal and think that they're like way above me. I don't know, but like we're just normal people. We like every time we meet fans, we just like relate to them so well. Like I have some of their numbers and I've hung out with them. They're just so great, and I just hope that I can show them that I'm just like some normal person that just really went for her dreams, and I just try to take every opportunity and not take it for granted and completely go for it.
Yeah.
And I just really want to inspire people to like tear down their walls and just like do what they want to do, obviously within reason. But like I feel like a lot of times, especially teenage girls, and I feel like in this era, maybe because social media is such a thing now, but I feel like so many people don't believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think people are just worth so much more than, you know what I mean, than they don't believe that. So I really hope that I can be a good role model to like really believe in yourself and like do what you want to do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I think I think you're a fantastic role model, and I know that there's a lot of your fans out there who think you're a very beautiful young lady. And I think one of the reasons I asked that question is because in my business, I have a lot of female fans who are your age and younger. And, I'm always looking to feature young ladies like yourself who are great role models. It's really, really important to show there are women like you who are successful, who are beautiful and intelligent, feel that education is important, and not succumbing to Hollywood standards, which, is a beautiful thing in itself. So... yeah.
Thank you.
Last question. So going forward, will the group be doing more original music, or are you guys planning to do, continue with the covers?
We're definitely going to do more original music. I think we're always going to do covers because that was kind of like where we started. Like I feel like that's always going to be something people enjoy from us.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to be recognized as artists as opposed to just like a cover band or anything. You know what I mean? We don't want it to be like a gimmick. We want to be like really true artists because we all write our music and really love it. And I think our next album is going to be mostly original. I think it will have a cover or two, but we're definitely building towards that. Sure.
Very cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today, and I hope I get a chance to see you guys soon. If you come through San Francisco and you want to eat some good stuff, give me a call.
I will.
All right. Have a great tour and have a great year, okay?
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.